I'm a little upset. I made a mistake. I doubled up the audio there, and I don't want you hearing that doubled up audio. I'm so sorry for you to go through that. May I apologize. But we can start with the lemon water, shall we? Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Thank you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. We're back with the Crypto Lifer here every single day. How do we start this channel? How do we start this show? How did this even come to fruition? I have no clue. But I think it was the lemon water. So let's keep it moving. I started drinking lemon water. Then I had a bright idea. Now all of you are with me drinking lemon water. So let's keep drinking lemon water. Hey, shout out to everybody here. Let's hydrate. Did you work out this morning? I did. I got my heart racing. I feel good. I feel alive. I got my Windsor Fat Knot ready to rock. And I'm here, baby. I'm here. Are you here? Is the question. We're going to break down Bitcoin. We're going to talk about a band going up 52%. Band, an oldie but goodie, an old coin that I used to trade all the time. Band was like a big coin. Really was going to bring the ecosystem together. Band was hot. It was Band, making bands on Band, baby. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. May God bless you and yours. Woo. And you got your Labradorite hearts. You got your heart of Labradorite ready to go. How much Labradorite do you got? Do you have enough? Labradorite. Make sure you got it all over there. Get your Labradorite today. I'm going to start buying it and selling it. I'm going to start buying it in bulk, giving you guys good discounts on Labradorite. Why not? Might even just break even on it just to give it away so people can have it. Hey, I love it. I believe it helped my intuition, changed my life. So, without further ado, let's get into the charts. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. And may God bless you all, as I said before. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. I haven't even taken a glance. We got 339 people, 155 likes. The second I step in the building. Say shout out to everybody here on live. Thank you for coming on in. So, lemon water, baby, life. Where's Lakoki Coker? There he is. Where's Roddy Robinson? Where's CC Ireland? Where is every single beautiful person out there? Appreciate you all for coming on in. Thank you for being blessed. You're amazing. You're all amazing, and you know it. Let me see here. Lifer Stream Elements. Top Layer Tuesday. Lifer Vision. No. Banner ads. I wanted to put in the, hold on. Sean, can you just send me the ATB logo again fast? I know you guys put it everywhere I'm supposed to get it. It's never going to work. I just need things right when I need them. So if you could send me the ATB and honestly, every day on ATB, if you could send that, I need reminders every day. So like whenever I'm on ATB, set yourself a reminder if you could and remind me and basically say, hey, here's the ATB thing. And I probably have it, but the more you help me, the better it is. Because my mind's on Bitcoin. I don't really like everything we do, how I pay all my employees, how's everything we, basically is to trade, make sure I'm making profitable trades, right? And making sure that my team and my group is getting to the best in the game. And because of that, I work so hard. And so even though I am a CEO of my company, I'm a leader of a trading group, number one. You know what I mean? So I need as much help as possible. And I'm never going to act like someone that works for a company because I'm always going to have my heart for the trading group. My trading group is always going to be number one. You know what I mean? Every single time. So thank you so much, Sean. You're the best, dude. And now I see that right where I need it. I can snatch it up and throw it out there. Appreciate you so much. Sorry to do that. I'm the waste. So ATB today at 5 o'clock there, if you see at the bottom of the right-hand screen, I'll be on ATB. Boom, boom, boom. Let's bring that down. Thank you so much for the love, though. I appreciate that. And let's bring the music on up the other way. Yeah. Balance out that move there. Okay, so around the blockchain. So look, I looked at Filecoin. Bit of a double bottom here. You can see bounce, 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 bounce. Bounce, bounce, fell a little bit through. Kind of telling you that might be your bottom. I basically said, hey, I believe that's a bottom for Filecoin. There, we went sideways, sideways, sideways. But eventually, 29% today. Again, if you hone in on something, eventually it's going to make a bit of a move here. I was looking at NKN. Why? Because it already popped. But maybe it gets a little more gasoline in the fire. See, this 15-minute really wants to rip. So, hey, I took a shot on it. I personally jumped in. I may lose my money. It may be a trade that doesn't go well for me. I'm okay with that. Every trader that's been trading for more than 10 years knows that you lose a trade. Maybe a couple times a week, maybe once a month. It depends. Maybe, never know. But you got to win more than you will lose. That's the key. I shared my trades with my trading group, all right? I'm not going to share it out here now because I think it's kind of like I should do some things intimate with my trading group. And so I share my trades with my trading group. They can see my win percentage. I don't like to share my money. I used to share all my money, and every once in a while I will, just to let you know that I'm throwing money in there. But I'm not trying to boast, like, look at my 100 grand that I put in and made 10. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be rude. You know what I mean? And sometimes, whatever. To me, it's more about the percentage. Look, I went in, I went out 12%. I went in, I went out 50%. Because percentage means something, because anyone can throw numbers around. What percentage did you make is the question, you know? So I'm watching this NKN. What I don't like is the 1 hour time frame, of course, pushing on down, but it's pushing on down while it's holding the zone. And it's telling me that we're getting some buy pressure here at this previous resistance. And look, resistance. It's a very strong area. And there's a point of control sticking out right there. And when I put the whole shebang in there, that's a point of control. So we're hitting a point of control. So I'm going to take my shot on this idea that NKN is hot. It got a pullback retrace, but for whatever reason got it to pump, may get it to pump again. So I'm watching NKN on the radar on the 15-minute time frame, and it has everything that I go for. It's touching the 21-day moving average. These are a little far apart, but they could get one more spurt. MACD is showing signs, lack of bearish momentum, right? And we have falling volume with falling price telling me that the sellers are falling off. Like, where are the sellers? You know, we also have hidden bullish divergence. This is a swing low to another swing low. That's an uptrend. That's a downtrend. And the RSI wants to move. So I don't know what to tell you, but I don't use my emotions to trade. I just trade on what this stuff tells me to do. And this stuff is telling me that NKN is highly likely to make a move. There's also a 68% chance that a falling wedge breaks to the upside. We also have a bit of a double bottom forming here. Let's go into the 5-minute chart. I mean, it's a somewhat of a double bottom. Am I wrong? And there's almost like a mini double bottom there. So I'm going to watch this closely. Anything is possible. It could dump in 2 seconds and I could look like a clown. I don't care. It's not I'm not trying to be the biggest, coolest guy in the game. I'm just trying to share my life every single day and be true to God. And when I do that, things tend to be really good. I follow my heart. I'm true to God. I live in love and I help other people, and things tend to work out for me. So I'm going to continue to do that because that's how things have been going. All right. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. CTI is on my mind. I don't know why. Clintex, because you guys first told me about it, and then I want to take another gander on it. Clintex. So what happened to Clintex? All right. We found it down here, man. It popped huge. Then I had it in this flag, right? Again, another continuation flag. Let's take a look at what I was looking at. I mean, it was overbought there too, though. So, like, you know, getting real. The 1 hour said no way, you know. So it must have been a scalp on the 15, like possible. Hey, the chart looked good, but it didn't play out. And I'm not saying every single trade I put out plays out. I don't even think I put this out. I think I just kind of looked at it and was like, let me see, though. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to make sure. Never say anything without double checking. If you double check, then you can't be a liar. I always say that. Like, if you can't remember or you're not sure for sure, just double check. And that's what I love about this. Yeah, I don't believe I put this trade out. Yeah, I did not. Let me double check. Oops, sorry. Sorry, I don't mean to put conversation. This is too much going on in my life, man. So you look here and CTI, right? Today in the morning had it out, but had it out in the long flag. So my team had it out like this. My elites had it like that, and actually did pop a little bit. So my elites hit 13%. And I mean, came back down. It's still holding 7% gains. So shout out to my man, Rainier, nailing it. See? So there you go. I just wanted to make sure I didn't put it out in that flag. Anyway, CTI was on my radar. I can't explain why. It just popped into my head. That happens all the time. I'll just be trading. A coin will pop in my head. Like right now, Huobi token is in my head. And I'm like, why? I'm like, I don't know. Because my brain probably told me to remember it. So look, I started looking at Huobi token and talking about exchange-based tokens, right? And how important they were to the game. Exchange-based tokens. Look at that, 25.86% gains on an exchange-based token. I mean, and now it looks like it could go up for more. And it's getting oversold in the 1 hour time frame. It's technically still in this flag and possibly retesting the top. To me, Huobi token just continues to go. That would be another about 20 to 18% gain there, 50% for Huobi token. I'm watching it closely there on the 1 hour time frame. Huobi token. I don't own any, and I don't have any, and I'm not going to trade it. I'm just nice enough to let you see something that's high probability, but you never know. You never know. MLS, I just said if you can't join them, if you can't beat them, join them. Remember I said that? And I finally just said, all right, this thing's going to go up because the soccer, it's Major League Soccer, MLS, win goal, right? And you got the World Cup coming up. So, and it also had a cup and handle, which is interesting. Show me the cup and I'll show you the handle, and I'll show you the explosive move to the upside and almost at a vertical. But this thing's up 224%, right? I started putting it out like maybe around here because I was just like, it started, I didn't see it. It pumped up huge. So I missed this whole thing, right? I was like, damn, I'm 400%. Then it came back down. I said, I might as well pay attention. I was weary to trade it because the candles look so small and the liquidity. See that? When I see candles like this, I don't want to trade it. It's like so scant. But hey, if you took advantage of it, good for you. It's just something on my radar. Once it gets more volume and a little more acquisition, then I'll take a look at it. Like more people acquire it. But right now, not right now. You know what I mean? Just not right now. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoLifer33. I would greatly appreciate it. HBAR and Doge trending. HBAR and Doge trending. We're going to take a look at Doge and add to the movement. And as you see, big news today. Big news. Huge news. Some of the biggest news in the game. We really got to talk about it, right? And go over this big news because there's some huge news in the game. Jamie, get an article on Instagram, man. Please. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. Usually you're on point. So SHIB burn rate up 260% as Shibarium release date potentially gets closer. Honestly, man, there's something going on with SHIB, and you can see it starting to make a bit of a move here. And so SHIB is on the radar. 259% burn rate going to the upside. The more you burn a coin, the better it's going to be. You see what I'm saying? There's your man right there. Funny, right? SHIB sets new record in market decline. BitBoy speaks on his part in XRP case. Vidal and Brick is concerned about Elon Musk idea. Crypto News Digest. Dun, dun, dun. Pretty cool, right? So SHIB, and we have SHIB on the radar. We're going to keep watching SHIB. Now you know SHIB's the next to go. It was XRP. It was Doge. So if in the next 3 weeks you watch SHIB just do something amazing, you're going to, you're already being told the narrative here. All right? I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying should be taken as financial advice. All right? And I have a slew of lawyers surrounding me, so don't even try it. And my lawyers are very high retained value, so unless you don't have it, don't mess with me. Straight up. I'm going to say that really clear. Okay. Anyway, not that anyone does mess with me, but I just want to make it clear. Like, if you don't have the top tier, don't come through. Like, you don't have 20K retainer, please don't come to me. So look, the amount of supporters to Ripple Labs is a legal battle with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. All right? Most recently, the U.S. exchange Coinbase sent an amicus brief to the responsible judge Annalisa Torres. The brief reveals that Coinbase sees the case as a precedent for the entire crypto industry, which is why Ripple's victory is of tremendous importance. So why Cryptillion Payment Systems, an online digital wallet service for retail customers and commercial retail business, user XRP asked to file a amicus brief yesterday. The company hereby supports Ripple's opposition to the SEC's summary of judgment. And we talked about that too. They wanted to kind of back that movement up. Now 11 entities back Ripple with amicus brief versus the SEC. So like you can kind of get a conglomerate of companies to come and file through with you. This is going to be a problem for the SEC. All right. The people with money, the people with the lawyers, the people with power are now honing in together. And to me, I believe they're going to kind of flex a little bit. And that's interesting. And that's what crypto's about. And I kept telling people the richest people are going to be in crypto soon. They're going to be able to pay the lobbyists. And because we do, sad to say, have a corrupt legal system and a corrupt, political structure, all you need is money to make your way happen. So I was never worried about crypto when everyone was freaking out because I said, what do you mean? The richest people will become with crypto. And like Ben right now, Ben got bread. Ben's hiring the right people, doing the right thing. You get what I'm saying? Like he's pushing forward bills into Congress. So like I was never worried because I knew that crypto would make us all more, far richer than the people that didn't go into crypto. And then we'd be able to hire all the people we needed. The right lawyers, the right people, the right accountants, and the right politicians and put them in place. Even if it's for the right reasons, politicians are put in place. I'll tell you right now. This is what happens. There's a guy, he starts a big company. He makes a mil, then he makes 10 mil, then he makes 100 mil, then he might get to $1 billion. And then what he does is he sees things he wants to change in the world, but he's busy. He doesn't have the time. So he goes, finds a guy that was a lawyer that has a net worth of like 2 to 3 mil, maybe 5 mil, lives in a high-end town. The guy thinks he's like the bee's knees, right? But once you make a bill, you see all these people that are worth like 10 mil, 50 mil. You don't care anymore. Usually you get close to God. Once you get that much money, you don't really care anymore. You're on another level of frequency. But then there's people who think because they make a mill that they could just, they think they're the best thing since sliced bread. Right? So you use those people and you put them in place. And that's what a politician is. They're just a pawn for a guy who's made it already. And he's just putting that guy in place. And that's 95% of all the politicians that you know and see. There's a man behind him who has made his fortune, who is just, and some of these men have good things to do. Like they may have a good idea and they may bring a young kid from that town that wants to be a politician. Like it's not all bad. But I am telling you that there's always an entity behind an entity. It's never just free-range chicken. You know what I mean? Remember that. 547 people on the live, 232. Let's jump into Bitcoin. Everyone's got a little bit of fear in the game here. And look at NKN starting to make a bit of a move here. Double bottoming. Can that thing make a move to the upside? I mean, the stochastics want to scream. The RSI, everything looks nice. Hidden bullish divergence plays out like very, very well. I'm personally in that trade. I want to make it really clear. I'm in NKN, so if it falls on its face, I will publicly look like a funny guy. And if it pumps, I'll publicly look cool, I guess. You know, it is what it is. So, but I love these trades, and this is what I go for. Hidden bullish. This is just the butter. Ooh, look at that. This looks like it was about to do a similar NKN, but didn't get the gasolina. This is what we don't want to happen. But look at that. I mean, MACD about to cross there. See, this looks very similar to NKN. And look, it even has the hidden divergence. The hidden bullish divergence, the HBD. Always be wary of an M pattern at the previous high. All right. But you can just see how my mind works. And these are one of the simple ideas. I use many different ideas. This is just one of many. All right. Latentry. See, same idea here. Had you seen this? This is the same thing we're looking at. And look, this had it too. It had these swinging up. We go to the 1 hour, I bet it's even there. Look at this. This is interesting. You were swinging to the upside, but this was swinging up, but not even as sharp. See how much sharper that is? We call that like a class B or C. This is what I would like to happen to NKN here. And look at that boom. But you were low on the stochastics on the 1 hour time frame. Latentry, 33.5%. You see that? That's how you does it. I'm not saying I did it. I'm just showing you that's how you does it. All right. So MATIC heating up. And we're going to talk about MATIC. I'm on the MATIC 3L, right? We talked about it yesterday, somewhere down in this area. It was already starting to move, but it's made a pretty big punch. It's already up about 20% last night, 23%. And we talked about MATIC, and I was going over MATIC, and I like to trade the 3L token. So look, if we look at this, I don't know why this is so off. Let me readjust. But you got this bottom pattern here, and you got this top pattern here. And you're kind of still inside the wedge, in my humble opinion. But you're getting close to some type of a tight breakout. 1 hour time frame does want to make a bit of a move, and you're in a flag here. So watch this flag for MATIC 3L. It's another thing I would be watching. Also, the dollar seemed to pump this morning. I believe it will have a bit of a pullback. We're going to get into the dollar. We're going to get into Bitcoin. Don't worry. I'm just a little alt hungry this morning. But I'm watching this MATIC news. And why? Well, MATIC just did a deal with Instagram. And this is a big deal, everyone. Huge news. Absolutely huge news. You know? Some of the biggest deals, things we ever seen. Instagram users will soon be able to mint and sell NFT. Like, are you kidding me? Hold on. Instagram users will soon be able to mint and sell NFTs on Instagram through MATIC Polygon. This is some of the biggest news ever. I'm telling you, if you got into crypto, you are still early. We are still early, everybody. Can you believe it? Run this to TikTok. So Instagram users will soon be able to mint and sell NFTs. The latest update to the platform's digital collectible feature will be tested among a small group of creators. Instagram has announced that starting this week, it will begin allowing a select group of digital creators to mint and sell non-fungible tokens directly from social media platform. The image-focused app recently launched its digital collectibles feature in 100 countries, allowing users to connect their digital wallets and showcase NFTs that they either created or bought. The connected NFTs can be shown in your feed, include a shimmering effect to indicate authenticity. The latest update will allow creators to make their own digital collectibles and sell them both on and off Instagram, giving them an end-to-end toolkit for creating, displaying, and selling NFTs. It will initially launch on the Polygon blockchain and will be tested among a small group of creators. I mean, this is huge, dude. If Instagram and MATIC come together, MATIC's going to rip to $10. Easy. You're sitting at a 10x right now for MATIC. This is a big deal. These are not now. Had this happened in a bull market, MATIC would have been up $1 by now. The fact that MATIC isn't skyrocketing right now tells you you're in a bear market. News like this would absolutely shatter the market. People would be bugging out, freaking out. It would be like MATIC Central right now. In a bull run, this would be out of control. This article would drop in a bull run. MATIC's up 100% that day. I'm telling you right now. Boom, boom, boom. But again, just like SHIB, we have the news starting to kind of creep in here. So pay attention to SHIB and MATIC. If in the next month, I'm not a financial advisor, but if in the next month you see your neighbor make a boatload off SHIB and MATIC, You know? And some of these people have no idea what's going on. They'll just be like, oh, I read about that MATIC on Instagram. I threw $5,000 on there. Yeah, you never know. I'm just telling you, like, that happens. And then there's the guy looking at the charts every day and he doesn't get a piece. It can happen. So it's happened to me before. I do everything and some dude who knew nothing made more than me. And I'm like, you know what I mean? So just pay attention to some of the obvious things. When you get deep into the charts, you kind of, you forget about some things that are right there in front of you. And look what it says, Web3. We know Web3. We know WASM, which is WebAssembly. We're looking for that in the white papers, aren't we? We're reading for the ZK Tube, ZK rollups. We understand what's coming. We understand the infrastructure of Web 3.0. Do you? If you don't, you're not going to understand how to invest in it. Just like when DeFi came out, I understood it before most people. I figured it out, and that's also a gift I have. I can look at the ecosystem, watch how it's built, and figure out what's going on. Then I can search for the coins that have that je ne sais quoi because I know what I'm looking for. That's how I did it with Phantom. I understood that Uniswap was having issues with the fees on Ethereum. I didn't like that. I went to Binance Smart Chain. I saw how it started to move. I said, what is this cake thing? Cake is pancake swap. I said, that's just like Uni for Uniswap. I said, man, if Uni went up like it did, Cake's going to go up. And I said, Cake's cheaper. People are going to run into it. I said, man, if I don't get into some Cake and some BNB, and I figured that out early. I got into BNB at $10. Watch it go to $30 and $600. I mean, it was out of control. 60X right there. You know, I never even mentioned my BNB come up. I guess because I forget about it sometimes. But yeah, I mean, and I started buying BNB at $1 in 2017. So that's a 600X in 4 years. And people are, 4.5 years, BNB did a 600X. It was $1. KuCoin shares was $1, went to 18X in 4 years. Yeah, it took a while, but it is what it is. I mean, these are the lessons of life. I paid off my debt with my KuCoin share, my last bit of debt of my life that I was ever in. I paid it off with KuCoin shares. A credit card that I had, I was like, I'm done with that. And I paid it off. And I was never in debt again, for the rest of my life. So shout out to crypto for holding me down, getting me through those tough times, teaching me the way, like I'm teaching you the way every single day. Shout out to everybody here. Take a big sip of that lemon water. Get yourself hydrated. Smell the lemon. Even lemon alone, they say, is a good feeling. Makes you feel good, keeps you feeling good, keeps you up and feeling just positive and bright. Like, if you're not a bot, we don't have any bots here, man. Well, if doubling is soaring, what are your top altcoins that you look to buy and hold? Morning, Sam. Morning, Toby. Shout out to the Blue Crew. Shout out to everybody here on the Blue Crew, baby. God bless you and yours, right? And, I can't have the beats too laid back because I learned the laid back beats just don't do it for me. I'm about to hit it with this hip hop, this trap. Get that trap going. You know what I mean? So let's get into Bitcoin, the elephant in the room. I can't believe what Phantom did last night. Can you look at that? Up 68% in 2 hours on Phantom 3L. Coming back down, possibly about to bump for more. Looking a lot like the coins we just went over, right? I mean, that actually has a huge flag to the upside. I'm not trading that. I think that's high risk. But I'm just like, wow, Shout out to anyone that jumped into MASC with us last night. We talked about MASC. MASC was, again, one of the biggest gainers in the game. We showed this tight channel. It would pump up. I would sell here, and I was super happy about it. It would come down for the retest, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. And then, boom, it would explode for another 52% gains last night. Yes, a little bit of me wishes I stayed in, but I get rid of those feelings fast because there'll be another trade tomorrow. And then I tell my students, never beat yourself up. See, someone will get into this, sell at 12%, and then watch it go up 50, like, man, I can't believe I sold. Like, and they'll be like, what a cruddy trade, I don't do that. Anytime I bought and it's higher than I used to buy, I'm grateful because God has given me more. And the more grateful you are, the more you get. So, like, I've learned to change my entire mentality over every single encounter that I use in my life. And I repeat after me, always be nice, always be grateful, live in love. And those 3 things, and believe in God, those 4 things will get you out of so many issues in life. If you believe in God, then you won't swear at somebody and act out of line because you're like, well, that's a human being, And if you love yourself, then and someone's nasty to you, you'll just walk away. You won't use profanity at them as well. You know what I mean? And I used to speak with a lot of profanity. I did. And now when I say it, I'm like, man, I know it just like doesn't feel or sound right. I know it's low frequency to use profanity. I hate to be rude. I'm not judging anyone, but it's low frequency to use profanity. Young, people trying to teach their kids about life, they don't want to hear you use profanity. So look, I'm looking at MASC. I just made this out of nowhere, just instinctively. Looks like the 50-minute will come break it back down here, but just it's in another flag. And I'm just looking at what the potential of mass could be. Another possibly 25.77. Again, the 77s. And can you believe it? We got into mask down here. $2.31. I put out mask. So had you been in my trading group, you would have got into mask right here. This is when I first started posting it. Took it for gains. Sold, right? Then it consolidated. Took it for gains again. And in total, if anyone had stayed in it all the way, you'd be up. Wow, look at that. The 77s. Look, it went up. Look, then I keep telling them about these 77s. It's weird. It's just random. But you'd be up right now like 163%. And it was in basically since November 2nd, right? So like since November 1st. So these are the two of the hottest. This is basically the hottest coin in the last 2 days. And I had it in my trading group. I was all over it. And you can ask anybody. We've been trading it on and off. And I was putting it out. And you could actually, I was putting it out on the live stream in front of people live. So like, yeah, I made this call publicly. Like, you could have just come to the live stream and sat a seat down and gotten an education. And you would have figured out what tight moving averages mean, what a bullpen it is, RSI, MACD, stochastics RSI, and then the special sauce, how I'm using divergences, how I'm using the volume and price action, and more. Come every single day, get educated, understand how the VP works. Look at it, the VPVR, the volume range visual profile. We were right down here. Look at the volume, right? We're not going to hang out here. And I talk about this every day. How many times do I go over this a day? Anybody? How many times do I go over this VRVP? I think I do it every day. Sean? Profits are still profits, whatever the percentage is. Shout out to Sean. I love you for saying that. That's how you have to look at it. That's how you have to look at it. You know what I mean? And look, I mean, you left this high volume node. You got above it. You went right to the next place, to the point of control. See, I mean, boom. And that's how you trade, using the liquidity zones of the VRVP in association with bullish patterns, support and resistance, measured moves. And then we got the measured move. Like, we knew where a good place to take profit on the first run up was because we grabbed the measured move. Price went exactly to the measured move on the first run. You know? Can you look at Bake? We can jump into Bake real quick. Let's take a look at Bake. All right. We're going to get into Bitcoin. I'm just kind of prolonging it, I guess, today, making people fiend. Who's fiending for that Bitcoin update right now? Who's like, why hasn't he done the Bitcoin update yet? That's what I come here for. What does he think he's doing? Who thinks I'm delaying the Bitcoin update and they can't take it? Be honest. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. And I want you to be like, where's my Bitcoin update? It comes with my coffee and donut. Hey. So Bake, I see what you're seeing for Bake here. Looks like Bake might be in a bit of a move. Interesting. Is that the right shoulder? You know what I mean? I think you see what I see, right? Like, we don't know for sure exactly. This is projection, but just beginning an idea. I like to take a look at the 4-hour time frame. That's a little spent for me, right? I'll take a look at our daily, a little spent. 22-hour wants to rock. 22-hour has been a go-to time frame. And honestly, that's something I'll talk about in a little while. Let's take a look at the DXY. We're going to run into Bitcoin. So look, the 22-hour says Bake's about to pop too, though. It's interesting. And let's look at it in a new perspective as well. Yeah, I mean, you kind of say, well, this is a flag that just broke out to the upside, right? If we get rid of the, yeah, what I'll do is we'll get rid of the head and shoulder. Yeah, I mean, possibly a flag right there, right? It would be this line and this line. So, I mean, that has a measured move. And that's why I love the big time frames. You can get caught up in minutia. I mean, the small time frames can make you money too, though. And the thing is, when you're learning, you're seeing me, I use all different time frames, and you're like, how does he do it? Well, you'll get there. Because listen, for years I traded the 15 only for like 2 years, or the 1 hour. Then I started trading the 4 hour. Like, I've spent years on all these different time frames. I have thousands of hours at each time frame. And then I eventually put them together. And I was like, oh. Can we talk about Bitcoin now? Quoting Mike Saylor, right? Dave, sweat is breaking out. Sweaty Dave, sweat is breaking out. Try not to be funny, but that's my coin, man. Hey, man, I feel you. If I was Sweaty Sam and sweat was pumping, I'd be all over it. Respect the legend of TA. Bitcoin. Definitely fiending for the Bitcoin update. Listening to you is therapy. Please update on Bitcoin Cash. You're funny. Bcash. Why aren't we talking about Bitcoin, Dave? What if Bitcoin changed the world? What if Bitcoin was the best? What if Bitcoin did everything? I mean, Bake's in a cup and handle technically on the 22-hour time frame that could do some serious damage. All right? It's not a huge gain. Target would be about 18.8%. But, I mean, lack of bearish momentum, falling volume, falling price says this thing could rip. Smaller time frames are not there yet. Going to have to see how they deal with that. But, wow. That looks pretty nice for Bake on that time frame. Thank you for the super chat. God bless you and yours. Anyone, if you want to look over a coin, do a deep dive, have fun. I got Bookmap yesterday. Got my lemon water. Let's go. Thank you for all you do, Sam. Shout out to my man. May God bless you and yours for getting Bookmap. And I'm pretty sure you probably used the referral link. May God bless you and yours. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. All right. And to me, it's all about this NKN move. And I'm going to throw this up on another screen so I can have it kind of just purring over there. All right. MACD looking pretty good. I was looking at Labradorite sites to buy Labradorite. You know I love it. TheGemPundit.com. Hey, I don't know who they are. Never really mess with them. And follow me on Twitter. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. Do you play the lottery? I rather trade. But do you? Do you guys play the lottery? My dad plays the lottery. I don't because I watch my father do it. I mean, he doesn't buy a lot, but it's like $5 here, $10 there. Over time, it does add up. You know what I mean? And then in your lifetime, like you spent like $200,000 to $300,000 on the lottery. Like, I don't know. I think it's a sucker's game. I'm gonna say it out loud. Like, I don't buy lottery tickets because I saw my dad do it his whole life, and my dad had money. Like, my dad wasn't the broke dude hoping. Like, my dad ended up with my dad worked really hard. All right, like, he was an iron worker, but he's okay now. He can retire happy, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? He's not giving me a damn thing until he dies. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I'm going to get much, but the point is my dad worked hard for what he has. And he's definitely not going to die broke. But he did spend, he still to this day spends money on lottery tickets. You know what I mean? And when you watch your dad buy lottery tickets, and he did, and whenever I go to the store, he's like, buy me a couple lottery tickets. So he does it habitually. Like, he's been doing it for years. You know what I mean? And I think it's ridiculous, anyway. So I don't play the lottery. So do you play the lottery? I'd rather trade, but do you? I want to know if you trade the lottery. Let me know. And answer the tweet. I'd greatly appreciate it. We're going to pick one lucky person that answers the tweet, and we're going to do something special for you. All right? I don't want to say exactly what it is, but trust me, it's going to be pretty awesome. So you definitely want to answer that tweet. One lucky person that answers the tweet and retweets. You have to retweet and answer the tweet. And what we're going to do is we're going to, what we'll do? We'll do one free month in the trading group. So if we get up to 30, we have to get 50 people to answer this and respond and retweet it. If we get 50 people to retweet, I'm going to pick one lucky person, right? And they're going to get a free month in the trading group. So let me know. Do your thing. You got to respond, retweet, and like. So you have to comment, retweet, and like. Do you play the lottery? All right. You do that, and we're going to pick one lucky person and give you one free month in the trading group. So let's get it in. Let's have some fun today. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling lucky. So DXY came to resistance. We were hoping that this 15-minute and the 1 hour would roll over to the downside, and that would help our coins pump. This is kind of nice because now we're kind of dumping on the 1 hour time frame, and this is what we needed. We needed to see this resistance. This is what we wanted, right? So you can see, we came down, tight moving averages. Yet last night we were talking about the symmetrical triangle. It broke out. We did not like that. Came back. Look, it bounced off resistance, my green bar. So it broke above resistance, which we wanted it not to roll. We wanted it to roll over. And then it broke out. The measured move, where did I get this idea? Well, the measured move is from the length of the base of the triangle, right? Or, right here. And that's basically where we, and we kind of flushed up a little more because we had like this M here at resistance. And we hit 113.09. And we're coming back down on a dump. This is going to pump Bitcoin. So on this note, let's duplicate the dollar chart and let's jump into Bitcoin. Right now it says for the afternoon, the dollar is going to come to the downside. So it looks like we have at least 2 to 4 hours of some dumpage where we could trade some altcoins quickly in and out. So this is why I'm looking at what I'm looking at. All right. Let's move forward and take a look at BTC. We're already going over Bake, which is at a resistance point. I would flag it out on the 4 hour, the 1 hour time frame, see what it does. But 22 hour says it can continue to the upside. Has legs. Let's take a look at BTC. I've never taken this long to look at Bitcoin. I guess I'm changing it up today a little bit. After yesterday and just ridiculousness, I think I'm a little like, maybe I'm sour. I don't know what it is. Okay, so let's break it down. On the 15-minute time frame, all right, we established or was it even the 7? We established a bullish divergence here, all right? See this swing down here? In my trading group, I pointed this out. I said, we got a strong bullish divergence of the 15. If you go back in time, it looked just like this. And you didn't know we were going to pump, but there was a chance, you know what I mean? And I just extended this, and I'm like, well, we got to break back to the upside here. It is a bear flag that could break down, right? But once you get the bullish divergence, you're expecting to pop. Now, once you pop, though, you got to get above this resistance. And I kept saying the bulls have to get back above 20,330. Like, really, that was the first level we had to get above. This was our big resistance here, 185. And then can we get back into this zone, too, was the question. And what I wanted us to get back inside the pattern. I'm going to clean this up in a second and show you exactly what I mean. Let me shrink these my indicators. And I wish I could be perfect every single day. I'm probably not. Mass thoughts, hourly pointing up with possible head and shoulders. Algo, possible double top of the 4-hour. 22.4, 22-hour, 4-hour, and 15 are all overbought with the 777s. Shout out to Kelsey Fester on the 777s. And he wants to take a look at Gander at Algorand. Let's take a look at Algo for my man on the 777's Algo. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say you should be taken as such. I'm just a guy who likes to draw shapes, talk about different things, and go over the chat. So we put Algo in this flag, right? Possible 11% gains. It's a big boy with a lot of, billions of dollars. So it takes a lot to move Algo. Algo up 7.69% though. And since we put it in this bull, this cup and handle with this double bottom, Algo has been pumping. You knew it was going to slowly follow XRP. I thought it was going to be doing a lot faster, though. So Algo did pump out of this flag that we talked about. I believe someone asked about it yesterday. It was one of the last things we went over, remember? I could be wrong because I do a lot of shows, and I don't want to misspeak, but I'm pretty sure we did Algo towards the end of yesterday. So Algo pumping right now, and look at the 1 hour. 1 hour says that it's got legs, and I'm showing you, man, let's get back into Bitcoin because whatever Bitcoin does, Algo will do. If Bitcoin's going to continue to pump, Algo will pump. So let me jump back into Bitcoin. So here we were with bullish divergence. I just want to show you the catalyst, and lack of bearish momentum. If we double click on the MACD was about to have a bullish turn to the upside, right? Told me we could get a bit of a move. And here, though, the 1 hour is also pushing down like it could get flipped by the 15. And that's a good sign that maybe for the rest of the day, the 1 hour could continue to pump. So that's definitely something that I'm looking at. That's definitely something on the radar. So let's fast forward now into the future. And I'm saying, bulls need to get back in. Really, I want to see the bulls get back inside the pattern, right? At this point, we are just kind of pattern trading, ping-ponging up and down. However, the 1 hour time frame is just getting started, and that's a bullish engulfing candle. And this is a bit of a double bottom, too, as well, all right? I'm going to delete everything and start fresh, if you don't mind, because I've been looking at this pattern for a while, and I just want to look at it again, if you don't mind. I like to delete all my work and start fresh again. Not because my work was bad at all, so don't any people say, I shouldn't say anything. I have faith in myself. You guys know who you're dealing with. You're dealing with the crypto lifer. I don't need to justify myself anymore. I used to think I did. I don't. You know what I mean? So look, I don't even see the haters because they fly by. You know what I mean? I don't even know what a hater is, honestly. There's so much love in my life. It overpowers hatred to the point of no control. So I got so much love in my life that I can't even see the haters. I just can't. They don't exist. It's weird. The frequency gets so high that if you're not on the same high frequency, I'm just not. If you're not full of love, helping other people, believing in yourself, adding to the positivity in the world, and I just don't, I'm not saying I'm not going to help someone that's down and out. Not everyone's there. I'm there to help. But if you're just spreading hate and not willing to, you're not really pushing progressiveness, then I don't vibe. We don't vibe together. It's not my vibe. So look, I'm going to build you this whole scenario. Yet again, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to delete all my work. Watch this. Boom. All right. So let's talk about it, though. I like doing this. We go to the 3-day chart. Number one, let's look at our oscillators and indicators, and let's break down some possibilities here. 3-day chart getting very extended on the MACD. See that? Not too high on the RSI. Still has room, but very overbought on the stochastics. Above the dotted line, curving down. 3-day chart did its damage here on Bitcoin, right? It did pretty well. We went from 18.8 all the way back up to about 21,000. All right, not amazing, but we had our move from the bottom to the top, and we could extend. Anything could happen here. We had a really long extension here on the 3-day top. See this? So I'm not saying it's over just because we're up here, but we do have to heed the support and resistance. So let's take a look. We got the biggest range that we have to deal with when we get there, and we can deal with when we get there, right, is 28,500, right? We'll deal with that. And then we have this 25K area. Okay. I'm just like breaking down the biggest ideas here. Then we got 13,978. We got 11,740. And of course, we've got the point of control, which I don't even need to add to because you can see it right there sticking out, right? If you want, I could make it yellow, but that's the point of control right there at 19,400. All right. Now, remember, we're going to look at the weekly now for a second. I'm going to take off my moving averages. I want to just see some complete clarity. Bitcoin, to be remain bullish, must get back above this yellow line, which is the 200 simple on the weekly Very important we get back above this level, all right? Extremely. So I want to make that really clear. We don't get it back above this, we could go lower to 10K and we could stay in a downward trend. We get above this, we're digging out of the bottom and big things are happening, and we could say like we're on our way towards a bull market, all right? So just this is extremely important. When we got above it, it was awesome. When we got rejected by it, it was not awesome, all right? This 200 simple, facts are facts, right? I don't like to make stories up. Men lie, women lie, the charts don't lie. Shout out to Crypto Crew University, man, but that's, you know what I mean? So, look, I wish I said that. That's, you know, he's on point with that. So now we have falling volume with falling price on the other end, which is good because we're losing sellers. We want to see that, but we could sell off even a little more, all right? But I'm setting my support and resistance on the weekly. And you can see we've hit nice weekly support and resistance. Another thing that I keep talking about, and I'm going to go over almost every day on the channel, is the bullish divergence. And I just showed you bullish divergence and how it played out in the smaller time frame. How about this time frame? Okay. So you got bullish divergence here too as well on the weekly. And that's why we got this pump. That's why I started buying Bitcoin in these areas. 18.5, you know, and once I got it more established, two candles closed, that low 19,000 area, I really felt like I didn't have a choice because of the bullish divergence. The last time I didn't heed divergence, right, and honestly, you only see this a few times in the life of Bitcoin on the weekly chart. So shout out to the 710 people on the live, 337 likes. If you like what we're doing, if you like how we're breaking it down, please hit that like button. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it, all right? And now we're gonna dive in, all right? And one thing I want you to understand, too, is, look, 5 days getting overbought. 4 days getting overbought. Now, I've seen big moves come out of this. We are getting into the high momentumous regions. 3 days getting overbought. Daily's trying to make a flag, which is very interesting. To me, the daily's about to push. So if you look at this just TA-wise with no oscillators, it's a cup and handle, right, on the daily time frame and the 22-hour. I mean, clear as day. And if we trade this cup and handle, it's going to blast to the upside to about the resistance point of 22,800, huh? Look at that. I always talk about the 800s. Good places to take profit. Good places to get into a long if we get above it. 22,800, all right? These are key points of insight that'll teach you to, trading styles, right? Let's look at our moving averages. I talk about how price, when it gets jumbled and tight, it tends to gravitate up to the 200-day moving average. What coin just did this? Right? Look, I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you. Ooh, look at ALGO getting a huge pump now to the upside. ALGO's about to blast. Look at that. I mean, that 1 hour time frame is ready to go. Now, I don't like to chase. I would switch back to my 15, see if it's a little overbought, wait for it to continue to pump. Eventually, this 15 is going to flag out, and then it will continue. That's how you don't chase green candles. You wait for the flag on the smaller time frame, and this one will continue up. It's a genius way to trade. I teach it to my students. It's the advanced theory, all right? It's called projection alert theory is what I would call it. Life revision projection alert theory. I can give it to you, but you got to work for it, baby. And nothing comes easy. Nothing comes easy. So, ALGO pumping beautifully. Look, it has legs, too. Look at that 1 hour time frame. Really wanting to let go and rip to the upside. ALGO ran. Possible measured move to about 40 cents. So you see this idea on the daily for Bitcoin, and even this is a tell to me I know you might not see it, but even when I look at the daily, it's just like, it's starting like it could be rounding, you know? And remember, we saw this a lot when the 22-hour was getting overbought, because the 22-hour is going to rip, right? It says I'm ready, but the daily is, and we saw this a lot when the daily was just doing this. See all these? And if I put a blue line on them and match a lot of these areas, and then I switch back to the 22-hour, which I just showed you how to backtest theory, you can see that the 22-hour was low every time. And so, yes, the trade wasn't to get in when the daily was low. It was to get in when the 22-hour was low. I just gave you some really special alpha sauce. And so while the whole market decides to dump Bitcoin on the daily because they're saying it's pointing to the downside and that looks bearish, the lifers may long this puppy. And when they short squeeze everybody, we're going to get paid. You see what I mean? But it's contrary to the masses. 13% gains for Bitcoin on the 3L token is like 39%. That's a fat move on Bitcoin, and that will be a fat move for MATIC or all the other little coins that follow Bitcoin. And you must be ready for this. If not, if you don't see this, if you can't figure this out, then you're going to be left in the wayside, all right? You got to be ahead of the trade. You got to be preemptive. You got to see it before other people see it. Be ready to make a move, and then when they make their moves, you're eating, it's basically you're eating their dinner. You know what I mean? You got to eat their dinner, but you have to have your plate. You got to be ready. You got to be at the dinner table before them. You have to have your utensils and ready. You have to have all your tools sharpened. You got to be ready to go. You know what I mean? No games. All right. So look, then we had this long trend line that definitely broke out, and this tightness, and like that's definitely a breakout. Like everyone can agree with that. Okay. And now what you feel is a retest really of just this level. And we're kind of in it right now. It's like a level we like to hang out. And there's a high volume node there. We hold that level. I'm telling you right now, we'll go all the way to the end here to 24,800, because once you break this point of control, which we did, you're likely to roll all the way to the end of the liquidity zone. You just fill through the liquidity. It's like a ball rolling down a hill. And if you look at it this way, the ball will roll down the hill. That's how it was taught to me. And I loved how it was taught to me that way. And ever since I look at it that way, that's kind of how I see it. So now let's go to the 22 and the 4 hour. And now I'm actually building a pretty bullish picture for Bitcoin. And I didn't think I was today. I thought I was going to be drawing a really bearish picture, honestly. Until I did my analysis, I truly didn't know exactly how it was going to feel and how, you know, what we were going to kind of explore today. I'm still okay with saying we're in the zone a little bit. I'll even put a yellow line here. Like we're kind of, you know, we're in a zone, a liquidity area. We lose the zone. We're heading down here though to 19,100. You can see how clear as day that will be. All right. 1 hour time frame just did a beautiful reversal to the upside. Not too shabby, right? And it bounced. 15-minute got real high and not above the previous high. To me, that's kind of a rollover. It's not that I'm not impressed. Now, local support and resistance is right here. You see? And this is if you're trying to scalp. So people like watching me because we got scalpers who watch me in the 7 and the 15. We got people who like to trade the long time frames. And I believe they like the ideas that we present here on the channel because you don't see them anywhere else. Like a lot of the other stuff is rehashed, or even if it's somewhat different, it's pretty much the same. And I use some of the same things, but the way I look at it is just completely different. You know what I mean? Hands down. So again, now let's break down the other ideas we had here, which was that we were in this nice, tight, symmetrical triangle, I could say, you know, really. And there was a likelihood that we were going to break up or down out of it, a 50% shot, right? It wasn't like an amazing bull pennant, but... And so far we've lost it, and we've bearishly retested this diagonal trend line a few times. So in my humble opinion, for Bitcoin, like, we got to get back inside this bigger pattern to remain bullish. And if we don't, I don't see how we're not going to drop at least to this yellow zone at 19,004 or to this zone here at 19,659. Okay. And usually when you lose this node area, you come down to the higher node, which would be 19,100 and back to the point of control. So I did show you a big, some bullish signs on the bigger time frame, and we're doing well. But I'm just gonna like give you the confirmation that I need for the bullishness to, for me to believe in the bullishness. And for me to believe in this bullishness, Bitcoin's got to get back above this yellow line, and preferably even back above this yellow moving average. All right. I do want to see the early similarities between Bitcoin getting tight. What time frame was that on? Was it the 4 hour? No. Another thing I want to talk about. As long as Bitcoin can stay above this 200 simple on the 4 hour time frame, we have ourselves a pretty good move coming. If Bitcoin loses this 200 simple, I will short the market, and I believe we will go lower. We will not go lower. I'm going to say this and put this out there to everyone on the internet. Put this out there to everyone on the internet. This is how well I know my stuff. We will not go lower if Bitcoin does not break below this yellow line. If Bitcoin does not break below this yellow line, we will eventually get above it on the daily. And we will begin to try to get above it on the weekly, and we'll be on our way to beginning to dig out of a bear market, okay? So I want to make that clear. As long as Bitcoin stays above the 200 simple moving average on the 4 hour time frame, we could be in for a bull run. And you'd be like, how, Sam? Why are you saying this, crypto lifer? Where do you come off with this conviction? Where do you start with this? Like, how do you do this? And I'd be like, well, it's because of this. I mean, I backtest my butt off, and I put my whole life in these charts. I spend hours and hours a day in these charts every single day. I don't have a job. This is my life. I mean, I do have a job. My job is running my trading group. And I always think I don't have a boss, but I do. I have 800 bosses. I have everyone in the trading group. I work for them. They pay $3 a day for me to grind every single day. And I work as hard as humanly possible for that. I really do. I want to make sure you feel that you're getting every single thing you can get to become successful, whether it's subconscious mind theory, whether it's emotional stability, whether it's bringing you up in the morning and giving you that inspiration. Let you know I woke up, I worked out, I'm pushing forward so you can push forward. Whether you seeing me up at 5, 6 a.m. and then going to bed at 11 and just putting through the charts and pumping out the ideas, and then you see me hitting gain after gain, and you're like, wow. And if that doesn't inspire you, I don't know what does, because I don't have to say a word. I just show up every single day, and I do it every single day. I wear the suit and tie because it's a lot harder to dress up like this. Anyone can put a t-shirt on. Anyone can slap a t-shirt on. In my humble opinion, it's not that hard. But you know what? To pick out your tie, to match it with your pocket square, to think about how to match maybe the angle, like the texture of the tie with maybe a cool texture of the shirt, and to maybe, and to have fun with it. And so every day, you never know what I'm going to wear. It's got to be, I'm saying, it's just a t-shirt. What tie is going to be tomorrow? Is he going to have the vest on? Is he going to have just a collared shirt on? And to me, I would like that personally. So I do it for the show. I do it for the entertainment. I do it for the fun, and I do it because I love to look good. If I go out to dinner now for the rest of the day, I look great. Wherever I go for the rest of the day, I don't take this off. I wear this all day long. You know what I mean? I don't just wear this for the show. So I run a trading group to build you up, because so many times in my life, I really needed someone to help me because I was down and out, and I know what it's like. And I'm passionate about helping people get out of their zone, get out of their ruts. So join my trading group, change your life today. $3 a day. Also, I teach class. If you want to just jump into class and see what I'm like, get to know me a little better, I teach class every Tuesday from 3 to 5:30. It's $60 if you're in the trading group already, because I want to make sure everyone in the trading group's educated. Instead of having just a bunch of aimless people, imagine everyone in the trading group taking this course. And we've had many people take the course. So that's another thing. It's $99 for 2.5 hours, and I show you all the indicators that I use. I go over a PowerPoint that I leave you with a 9-point checklist. I have a proper risk management strategy where you can use a calculator to find your stop loss and using support and resistance. Then I teach you, the patterns. I teach you tips and tricks, divergences, and more. People love the class. I get so many good reviews about it. It continues to be filled every single week, week after week. So I'd love to see you there. And I can't wait to teach class again every single Tuesday from 3 to 5:30. And it's not easy for me to do, to really push that class, because I want to make sure you're getting every single thing I can give you. And I put my all into that class. I also share some of my life stories. I get a little intimate about where I came from, who I am, how I got where I'm at. So yeah, there's a bit of an inspirational 10 to 15 minutes at the beginning, and then we get into it. So yeah, if you really want to get to know me, if you want to hear an awesome inspirational story and learn how I trade the charts, then jump on into the class every single Tuesday from 3 to 5:30. I couldn't wait to see you there. It would be awesome. So, thank you so much for that super chat. I just heard coming in $25.05 in chat revenue. You people are unbelievable. May God bless each and every one of you who shows up every single day. You're all beautiful creations of God, and I love you. But look, price action got above the 200 simple moving average. And once it did, we were gone. And we could be right here right now, just dilly-dallying. You see what I mean? We could just be in one of these zones above the 200 simple. Now, yeah, we came up here, then we fell below. It doesn't mean and that's the thing. It doesn't mean just because you get above it, it's all la-di-da. But I will show you when you're in a bear run, like here, you don't go, here's the bear, the run up to 20K. And in bear runs, you get above it for a little bit, you fall below it. You get above it, you fall below it. You get above it, you fall below it. You see? And then you stay below it. Stay below it, stay below it. Then you hang out, and then you get above it. Huge move. Fall below it, dump. Once you fall below it, it falls a dump almost every single time. Once you get above it, there's a pump. Even if it's not a huge pump, there's a pump. You know what I mean? And same thing happened now. And so I'm showing you right here when we got above it, that was the beginning of the bull run. And we never looked back after that. We bounced, and Bitcoin went from, 11,000 there all the way to $40,000. So that was a run up, an inhumane run up. It was out of control. Okay. So now looking back, and you're looking at BTC here, and this is why it's so important that price action got above this yellow line here. And I'm going to be looking at all these minute, tiny details that you might not see. And that's why the trading group is super beneficial too as well, because I'll look at these and I'll know. I'll be like, oh my gosh, This is followed by a golden cross. The 50-day will cross through the 200-day moving average. What you're looking for is a golden cross to eventually occur on the daily. You want this red line to creep up with price and cross the 200. It's very likely we push up to the 200. Even if we hit it, get rejected, and dump to 10K. It's very likely price comes and gravitates up towards the 200 simple. We just talked about this on Render. Let's break it down as ALGO continues to make a bit of a move there. So taking a look at Render, USDT here on KuCoin, right? And I want you to understand these concepts. Render actually looking like it's flagging out here, getting ready for a possible another move. It's somewhat of a descending triangle. I'm not in love with it. But it is 50-50. It's right below a point of control. And to me, it's consolidation. I wouldn't be surprised if Render got busy for a bit of a move here. Now, it may just go to the top of the channel and do nil. But Render's starting to look pretty interesting to me. If we go back to Render on the daily, Render looks a lot like Bitcoin right now. Okay, let's go back. Bitcoin was like in a flag. The moving averages were tight. And I said that it's likely Render gravitates up to the 200 simple moving average. This is how I put out the trade, and we nailed this trade, by the way. This looks a lot like Bitcoin now. Tight moving averages away from the 21. Tight moving averages away from the 21. And I see a lot of similarities in how price action interacts with moving averages, and see how price action slowly crept towards the 200. I could see the 200 pushing down and the price action pushing up, and I could see them meeting somewhere at about 22,600 area. I really could. And so that's something that you want to keep on your radar and you want to pay attention to. And if you're not paying attention to that, you may miss out on a massive move for Bitcoin. And I just want to, I want you to be privy. I want you to understand that that's a very, very high possibility. Okay? So moving forward, we're looking, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing I say or do should be taken as financial advice. All right. So we were in this beautiful symmetrical triangle. We did break to the downside. However, we've been kind of hovering around this area. Can we get back inside the pattern is the question, and that brings us back to our local time frame, and you can kind of see where we're at again. And we're just at a heavy resistance. Bitcoin can't get back above 19,300, and we need a candle to close above 19,003 to remain bullish. If we can't close a candle above 19,300 on the 4-hour time frame later on tonight, it's sideways or more downside. Simple as that. The bulls must retain this area and get back above it. And the bulls must get back inside this pattern, in my humble opinion, to remain bullish. Some say, oh, well, we were in a wedge and, we're back inside the wedge. Okay. I'm okay with that. Like, that's a falling wedge. We're back inside. Measured move is this way. And you're like, now this guy has 17 patterns going, right? But I feel like technical analysis is a game of chess. Knowing all the different moves that your opponent can make is important, okay? So I'm open-minded to believe this is the top trend line. We were in this tight pennant. We did break it for a bearish retest, but there's a chance it's a falling wedge. All right. The bigger time frame suggests that we may have a bigger move. All right. Now, look, the 15-minute, though, to me, is going to roll over or make a flag. So right now, I would project the flag. If you're bullish, you're going to stay in the flag. If you're bearish, you're going to head right back down, possibly triple bottom. Maybe you're going to do some type of inverted head and shoulder here with a shoulder, a possible head, and maybe a right shoulder. That would be great for a move to the upside. So we're going to look at this. But right now, you can only assume that the 15-minute is going to head a little lower. Okay? Based on the probabilities, not on your mindset or what you think. Based on the probability. You hit a resistance and you couldn't get above it. When you can't get above a resistance, you know, and you short resistance, you long support. Period. All right. We're going to look at Bookmap in a quick second. Thank you for bringing it up. I appreciate you. May God bless you and yours. All right. And honestly, I believe it's going to be a tough week to trade based on the Fed meeting. Fed meeting kind of filters out throughout the week. Like, you still got a lot of uncertainty. It rustles a lot of feathers. Some people still take the whole week off. They want to see even more market structure form. They don't want to jump in yet. So it creates a little bit of thinner book, a little bit of scarcity in the markets. You know, people are like, I'm going to wait this one out. Okay. So, like, you can see why I have like 100 things going on and why it may be confusing to look at my work unless you're really deep diving with me and understanding what's happening. Okay. You want to really do the deep dive. But right now, the 15-minute is going to reset, hands down. And that's a possibility of an inverted head and shoulder there. Now, we may make a flag, and that's why I have this flag projected here. But there's a chance we dump all the way. If this flag, if we just start to fall, which is likely we just dump based on what's happening today. Okay. Back to the DXY again. And it's annoying, right? But this is what you have to do if you want to be trading for a living. Back to the DXY. And now you're going to focus on that 15, which should be low about the pump because we saw Bitcoin having a problem. And lo and behold, it is. All right. And then you set, like, look, you set this line here, and you can see clearly previous resistance becomes new support. And it's looking like we got a bit of support here. Okay. Sad to say, but that is a pretty big measured move. What we need is the M pattern. And so it looks like Bitcoin's going to struggle again back to 20K for the morning, for the afternoon, you know, and the 15 minutes going to roar, which is sad, but that just is what it is. Now, it could come up and dump. Anything could happen. These aren't guaranteed. Nothing is 100%. I want to make that clear. I'm just going over the probabilities, and let's go over them. That's why when everyone looks at what I'm talking about, I just go over the probabilities. Oversold. We got, you know, we're not even half low. But there, we did get a pump. Here we're low, we got a pump. Here we're super low, we got a pump. Here we're low, we got a pump. So, like, most of the time when the stochastic sits below the dotted line and curves like this and you have double bottoms, especially when you have two bottoms, you're likely to get a reversal back up. That's just how this indicator works, okay? And so if you assume that it's not going to happen and you trade against it, you're just really going against the probability. That's like going outside in the rain and saying, I'm not going to get wet. It's like, well, okay. Maybe, I guess, by some act of God, like a leaf will swing by and maybe, like, you know, you won't get hit by a raindrop, but, like, it's just almost impossible, right? So I'm not saying, but the idea behind it is you got probabilities. Look, you also have hidden bullish. That swing up to swing up, that swing down. That's hidden bullish divergence, which tells you that you should make a high higher than that high, which is sad. So my own sauce is working against me right now on the dollar index. Tells you that you should watch a short. All right. So we had Bitcoin short open. Let's jump into the Bitcoin short now. And now you can see how I get to where I think. And then you're like, oh, now he's going to short the mark. And it's like, oh. Other people are just like, I'm going to do this and that. I mean, I don't know how they do this and that.
She's going shopping.
Bye. She's so cute, man. She makes me so happy no matter what.
15 or more.
Thanks. So look at this M pattern on the short. The short did pump out of this flag to the upside last night, 5%. Then I drew a flag. I was like, can we stay in the flag, right? So let's take a look at the short now. And I want to just see what the short is brewing. Now, remember, at the end of the day, the short should be overbought in the 1 hour. It's interesting. It's coming in. It's not the worst. It did a horrible M, though. Those are cat ears, right? But see how anything is possible? This would be the counter trade. If Bitcoin can't handle it and if the dollar index pumps pretty hard, this would be the counter trade. And then MATIC 3S, right? Anything with a 3S on it. Phantom 3S, MATIC 3S, DOT 3S, they'll all follow Bitcoin. And they'll probably make you like 18 or, 20. Like they'll make more of a percentage. Not you know what I mean? The trader, whoever's trading it, you'll get a higher percentage gain out of using a smaller, not only with the ETF, but by using a smaller coin. With large, with less volume, with less market cap, right? It's going to move. It's going to have, like DOT will hit harder than Bitcoin, of course, right? But you're going to watch this flag now for the short on the 15. 15 minutes says the short could fire off. And so that's what it is. So now you got the short working. You got the dollar index. You want the dollar index to pump now if you're in the short. That's what you're looking for. You still could get the M and dump, but there'll be a tiny little short. Am I playing a short or a long right now? Personally, no. I made some really good trades last night. I've been in and out of MASC. I'm personally in that trade as I showed you on NKN. It may go sideways. It may not play out now because we're dealing with some issues here. Bitcoin goes down. It's going to take almost every trade down. And so now we're kind of, we're at a bit of a standstill. The probability is that the dollar is going to go up for the next 2-3 hours, maybe even for the next six hours throughout the afternoon. Trades may open up, and then what happens is we get Binance Bluebird Index tracks the performance of BNB. Yeah, no, I've seen that. Bluebird's pretty cool, isn't that? And that's why I figured out how to trade MASC, bro, because I saw that news came out, and we started trading MASC. Duh. So I knew they were going to buy a bunch of MASC because they had to fill their ETF, no? It made sense, man. So the MASC price pumped. All this stuff is obvious to me, but again, it's not obvious to everybody else, When your sauce works against you, charts indigestion, in other words. Michael Pa called. What did he say, man? Where is Michael Pa, man? Whatever happened to Michael Pa? Sam changed my life. My credit card is over the limit. But hey, I got tons of lemons and the shop is happy. No shopping therapy advice. Hey, super chats, GALA and MASC thoughts in SUTER. All right. There's liquidity at 19,700. It's looking healthy. Yeah, and even after that run up, we've been holding steady, So look, a big buy at 20,100 doesn't look like we'll go much lower. 19,008 possibly. Says we could go in sideways for most of the day, which is interesting. And just because the dollar index dump doesn't mean every time we're going to react to that. And it doesn't mean it's always, we could still slump here. I've seen everything happen. I've seen a little bump here and then it just dumps to the downside. It's most likely we come to this area. I would love to see an M when it happens. All right. Bitcoin holding 20,270 and hanging out. All right. Super chats, GALA, MASC, and SUTER. Let's jump into GALA. Actually, I don't want to do it here. We'll use the altcoin windows. Shout out to anyone that took MASC down again for gains last night, though. That was kind of the focus of the trading group. So look, GALA's in this giant cup and handle. 1 hour time frame wants to move. I like what I'm seeing here. 15-minute just needs to come on down and reset. So we're going to wait for that 15-minute. Set alert in the middle. Set an alert in the bottom in case it only goes to the middle. And we're going to watch this closely. And if GALA can hold some levels here, like this level here at 3,790, 0.3790, it's a steal. It's also making a bit of a higher low double bottom, which could be a beautiful move here for GALA. So we're going to watch it closely. But I personally like GALA. I put it out in the trading group last night. When I trade GALA, I would be trading GALA X, USDT 3X long on KuCoin. Okay. Now, what you can also be trading is GALA on MEXC Global. And MEXC Global will give you, and I always like to have two options whenever I'm trading. You never want to be stuck in one, in one thing. You know what I mean? You always want to have two options. And so I would tell everyone, open up a MEXC Global, have it on the ready, right? And look at the options that they have. Right now, I have an awesome campaign going on with them. It's only 13 days left. But if you deposit $500 and you spot trade 2,000, right? Or futures trade 10,000, you get a $25 campaign airdrop. And one lucky person will receive $1,000 from a future bonus. 5 lucky people will receive $200 in campaign tokens. So lucky draw will be soon. Jump on in today. I greatly appreciate it, right? And I also do earn a commission. So I just want to let that be known. But I like trading with MEXC Global. Number one, they do have futures. They do have regular spot trading, which is where I mainly spot trade. And I mainly spot trade ETFs. because I was used to trading these for years. I used to trade gold and silver ETFs all the time. Phantom going to keep pumping. Isn't that crazy what's going on with Phantom? I don't know what's up with the news with Phantom or what's making it pump so hard, right? But 3X, 4X, and 5X ETFs, right? So you could trade, I like to trade this Bitcoin 3L, right? And take advantage of if the Bitcoin, goes to the upside, or the Bitcoin 3S if Bitcoin goes to the downside. The 3S you trade the same way that you would trade a long token. See, this is the 3S. I'm making it look like a bull pennant. You trade it bullishly. That's the thing. You don't have to learn how to short. Other people, you have to learn how to actually short like the other way. This is really, you don't even have to switch it. Now, knowing the different patterns is key, but this is awesome because it's like training wheels for people that want to trade with a little extra leverage. Like they want to add a little, and you can't get liquidated. And it's compound interest too. So I love it. I think it's great. And I use the ETFs all the time. So MEXC Global is the spot for me. If you want to help me support my channel, open up a MEXC Global today. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. They're treating me well. They're good people. And so, yeah, so far so good. I have nothing bad to say about MEXC Global. Super chats, Max, thoughts, and SUTER. Let's take a look at MASC. Is MASC going to continue? Can MASC continue to pump? Is the question what everybody wants to know, right? MATIC looked like it's about to do some damage. I mean, look at that 1 hour time frame in that flag. Big news coming that it has a deal with Instagram. The whole world's going to know soon everything about Instagram. Interesting. Hold up. CRONJE founder back on Phantom? Interesting. Big news here. Is CRONJE back on Phantom? Phantom jumps 13%. Phantom, the native token for FTM, the native token for Phantom blockchain, rallied on Saturday after DeFi developer Andre was spotted writing code on the chain. Phantom jumped 13% from intraday lows to 0.3746, outpacing all of the top 100 cryptocurrencies in the past 24 hours. Interesting. The developer appeared to be working on Phantom's F-Mint protocol, a platform for minting FUSD. The move comes as extreme market pressure appears to have depegged the stablecoin. FUSD is currently trading at 6.972, well below its $1 peg. FUSD also appears to have tumbled after Phantom introduced changes to its stablecoin mechanism. Father of DeFi had denounced crypto. CRONJE's return to Phantom is surprising, considering their earlier comments from the developer suggested he had largely forsaken the crypto space. In a blog post made earlier, CRONJE declared that crypto was dead and called for more regulation in the space. He had also denounced the focus on wealth building in the community, which had eclipsed crypto's core tenets. Interesting. Thanks, Lifer. Night, homies. Good luck, man. Shout out to you, J-Dag. Don't announce when you're going to bed. Just kind of slide out because no one has to know you're leaving. You know what I mean? Because then it makes other people, oh, he's leaving. So don't announce when you're leaving. If you can for me, I'd appreciate it. Just kind of skip on out. Yeah. I appreciate you saying thanks, but just say, hey, I love the stream. You're awesome. You don't have to say you're leaving the stream. It's not good for it's not good for everyone else to see you leave the stream. You know what I mean? Makes sense, right? I appreciate you, but yeah, say whatever you want. If you want to leave the stream and say you're leaving the stream, I get it. You're going to bed. I'm just like protecting the whole, the whole feel. You know what I mean? 11:26. I'm not leaving. Shout out to you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you for being here. It's bumping, babe. Look.
I know, but we
$33.33. We just got the 333 in chat revenue.
It's a good time to.
Like, look at that.
Let's go, baby.
Can I just tell people what's going on?
Yeah.
I wanted to get a gun license. Okay?
And you gave them
So I went to the police station.
we gotta go.
All right? And I took a course and I went there and you have to go and get your fingerprints done. So I went and got my fingerprints taken. And then I got this letter saying your gun license has been denied. As required by law, you hereby notify your application for a license to carry. And it says denial of your Class A capacity license to carry a firearm, right? And I'm like, well, why is it denied? I'm trying to figure out, right? And their reasoning, it says you've been contacted several times by the office so that we may fingerprint you and complete the application process. You have failed to complete the application process. According to your application is denied. So I don't know what's going on because I went and got fingerprinted. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. It said I can appeal it and get a lawyer and all that. It's like crazy. So I got to head into the Boston headquarters and have a meeting, with the police today. So, I mean, hopefully it goes well. I just want to ask them what happened. What did I do, and what's going on. So, yeah, That's basically what it is. So I also on ATB today. So to do all that, I kind of have to like run around, you know. So it's a crazy day. They're going to need a wrecking ball to get me out of here. My lifer is the GOAT, man. Thank you so much, man. God bless you. God bless you and yours. So I'd like to keep it pushing. I want to do chat revenues all day. This stream is bumping. 819 people on the live, 439 likes. Can we get the likes up to the watches, though? I would greatly appreciate it. You know what I mean? But Phantom. So that's the reason. I mean, you had to figure out, like, what is going on? Like, why is Phantom ripping? You know? Interesting enough. Was it show me the charts and I'll show you the news? I mean, not really. People just were like, whoop, Andre Conje's back red and code. Oh, my God. Phantom. Still at a pretty good bargain. I mean, the low of 19 cents, and it already went all the way up to 28 cents. I mean, that's 10 cents. That's a 50% gain on Phantom. And look at that huge move for Phantom. And it wasn't a Sammy cup and handy. Look at that. Before it pumped, it was in a cup and handle. And it's just weird how, like, you know, the ascending cup and handle, but had I really looked at that, there's a chance. And it had low stochastics. MACD was turning. Like, it had everything that I go for on the checklist. Falling volume with falling price and Phantom. Now back above this resistance. Look for a bounce back off 25 cents. I mean, if it comes back and bounces off 25 cents, that's going to be one of the best buys ever if it holds that zone. Or even this point of control here at 23. I wouldn't jump on that right now. I think it's just a quick little move, but wow, Phantom. And the Phantom 3L now is the biggest coin for the day. Up like 63%, one of the biggest gainers of the day in the market. It actually is the biggest gainer at the moment. BAN just continues to rip. I own BAN long term. I cannot believe that. NKN may be getting ready for that liftoff. It's got, you know, it's indecision still. Going sideways. It could make a move here. NKN. Anyway, I'm going to have to dip out. I'm going to do a bunch of scans later on in the afternoon as well. But again, I got to dip on out. It is what it is.
Let's go, because we gotta fix summer.
So many people are disappointed right now. You know that, right?
Why?
Because they love the show. You know, they want more.
Oh, I thought they were
Just not enough.
You have to go.
It's never enough.
Let's go.
And we were pumping hard right now. A lot of new people.
Sam.
Yeah.
It's the only day we have.
All right.
All right, let's go.
That was an incredible pick of you and the kids at Sunset. So awesome. Thanks, man. Supreme Court said shall issue a CCW, may not may issue. Super Chats, Mask, Thoughts, and Sutter. They just keep, it's funny how they just keep putting them out. Like, they think like, you think people would just be like, all right. Mask may continue. I mean, we went over it. It's on the 15-minute. But it's either going to come back for a retest or fall back inside the pattern. You see? I wouldn't touch it till the 15-minute resets for Mask. Sutter. Let's take a look at it. Suterusu, which I believe helps you do payments privately on blockchain. Right? I believe that's what it's for. I look at it on the daily. As I'm in a rush. Which I can never do TA in a rush. Because it just, you know. I'm never in a rush either. That's what I don't like. I'm never in a rush. I tell my wife I should never be in a rush for any reason for the rest of my life. I'm always on my own time. So why am I in a rush? You know what I mean? I don't know, man. This coin looks so whack to me right now. Just making lower lows. It is getting tight. It's in a falling wedge. But it definitely just went below this support zone here, right? Could go even lower down in this liquidity zone. Yeah. Oh yeah, we gotta see. Did we get only if we did? Wow, we got 65 retweets. Let's see what they said. Let's see. Wow, we did, dude. We got 80 comments, 65 retweets. All right, so I'm gonna pick a random person here. And you're going to get 1 month to hang out with us in the trading group to see what you love about it, man. Unbelievable. I would like it someone that's not in the trading group already so we could bring a new person in. But I don't care. It is what it is. Let's just see a name I haven't seen. Grumpy Joe. It's kind of funny. His name is Grumpy, but like, do I take a chance on Joe Grumpy? Crypto Tripper, wannabe local influencer, B Sugar and Spice, everything nice, Astro Noob, born on a Friday, yoga is dull. This guy, all right, almost Warren Lim. Try lottery a few times, but rather put the money into Bitcoin. Bitcoin lifers. Wow, I won the lottery when I found the lifer. I love this. I do trading. Dude, I think we hit on something, team. I think I got smart today. When the jackpot is huge, close it to $1 billion one ticket. Never odds way too bad. I take my chances with 68%, if you know what I mean. I like that. NFT addict. My lottery is altcoins, my man. MYSTICNET.ETH. I like this name, MYSTICNET.ETH. If you're not in the trading group, let us know. I'm going to DM you, MYSTICNET.ETH. That's who it is. We're going to pick you. I'm going to DM you right now, and let me know. Yeah, we'll go through the DM. This is the best way to do it because I know exactly who you are. You know, so this is cool. So, yeah. Nice. So I'll send you a direct message. Hey, and you answer back, let me know. MYSTICNET.ETH. All right. And I really want to go through all the comments and see what everybody said. Like, what a day. I got to, you know what we'll do is we'll include that tomorrow in the show. Team, get all those comments together, or we'll do something. I don't know what we're going to do, but tomorrow we will go over these comments, and we'll have a Twitter section, and we'll make another Twitter idea, and once a week or maybe more, we'll continue to do this. So I like this guy, and MYSTICNET.ETH, and he has 900 followers on Twitter. He seems to be kind of moving forward. I'll give him a follow. Thank you so much, everybody. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. I'd greatly appreciate it for more of these interactive, fun things that we're doing. On our way to 9,000 followers on Twitter. I know we can get there. We're very, very close. Doge, look, BitBoy's trending again. Big deal. I love it. Crypto YouTuber creator, but what's going on? Does somebody say have $8? Does someone have $8 I can borrow? Anytime. Funny. Breaking SEG. I was just joined the fight and filed an amicus brief to support Ripple. The SEC. Oh, yeah, against. Yeah. Breaking, the SEC has just joined the fight and filed an amicus curiae brief to support Ripple. This was written wrong, I believe. Gary Jensen reported they didn't see this coming. An anon source told BitBoy Crypto Gary is unhappy to finally be on the winning side. Is happy to finally be on the winning side. Wait, has joined the fight and filed an amicus curiae brief to support Ripple in the battle against the SEC? I'm confused. The SEC? I thought it was that other company. Did you know that it's not a God-given right to be able to use social media? Twitter should be free for everyone. Yeah, you see this idea that social media apps are free to use is actually what destroyed our privacy. You've given up way more than $8 per month. I promise. Yeah, so if you pay $8 a month to use Twitter, which is the proposed idea, right? That's going to be the idea. And then you can have a different colored check, and I like all this. And I can eventually pay myself to be verified, and I can pay $100 a month if I want, right? And the people that are serious are going to have nice professional Twitter accounts, just like everything else in the world. And I like this idea. You know what I mean? It's kind of how things should be done. Shout out to BitBoy Trending, man. You're the man, dude. He's killing it, man. He's doing a great thing. And so many people have so much to say when you're on top. A lot of haters are hating when you're on top. Crypto Influencer of the Year. Funny. Definitely not this dude. Definitely not this dude. He didn't do enough. You got to give it to Ben. Ben was all over the place. You know what I mean? I believe. I was also, I should be in there, I believe. I didn't get to really influence. I didn't go to enough big events. But, man, I did it every single day. You know what I mean? Every single day without a day off. Like, some of these, I bet all these people took a day off. I didn't take one day off, you know? All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. We love you all. Thank you for joining into the Twitter fiasco. That was awesome. One last idea for Bitcoin before I jump out of here, and then I'm out for the day. But I'll be back scanning the markets. Don't worry, my team. I'll be around. So, look, Bitcoin got the big pump, but it's getting rejected. It can't get back into this pattern. It's getting rejected by this diagonal trend. Resistance. I got to tell you, man, I see more downside at least for the next couple of hours or sideways behavior for Bitcoin. Pop out this flag in the 15 and hope it stays in this flag. If it starts to lose the flag, that short's going to pump. So I'm watching the short and I'm watching Bitcoin and the dollar index right now. Dollar index looks like it's going to pump too. We want to see a minimal pump here and a rollover. We don't want to see this dollar index steamroll all the way to 113.92. If it does pump out, we want to see it make an M pattern here at 113.50 13. So you're going to be looking at 113.13, of course. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe so you can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you are already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. I got to go deal with the Boston Police Headquarters. I'll be back, and I'll see you guys later on. They're beautiful people. I love the police. Support your local police department, please. They help the streets stay safe. They put their life on the line every single day. They're men and women of all walks of life, and they should all be respected and treated with the utmost respect. So God bless each and every one of you. Hope you have a wonderful day, and enjoy your life, and have a good time. And I'll see you in the trading group, and I'll be scanning, I'll be looking, and I'll be back in a couple hours to go through what we got to go through. See me on Around the Blockchain today at 5 p.m. Remember, I'll be on Around the Blockchain today at 5 p.m. And yeah, if you want to join the trading group, hit the link. Thank you for everyone who jumped into the Twitter. We're going to go over all those Twitter things that we went over later. I promise. We're not going to sit to the wayside. We'll dig them up tomorrow, and we'll have them on the show. And we'll have something else to do too as well. Everybody, I love you all. Thank you so much for being here, and have a wonderful day. Be safe.